Okay, everyone. Today let's try to play Azure. The purpose is like we try to create a virtual machine on the Azure. So we can get the student subscription by using your college email to register. Okay, so just use your school email to register. And then, for example, I use my email to register, and you will provide the free student subscription. So if you don't use that, it will also give you the free subscription, but that will need to should take the 12-month free trial. But for the student version, it will also provide 100 credit. Then you can use that for free. And also it is kind of like 12 months for the free trial. And most important is for the this one $100 credit we can use for our virtual machine. If we choose the size as B1S standard, we can try as around 750 hours. So that would be the idea. So let's try to take a look how to do that. So once you have registered and get a free account, a trial account by the student using your college email, then the one thing is like you can just type the virtual machine to choose that, or you can just go to the service for the virtual machine. So this is my virtual machine I just create. You can create a new one. So let's try to create a new one. Okay. Create a new virtual machine. Let me maximize here. So you can see the subscription is Azure for the student. For the resource group, I already created LinkedIn. If you don't have any group, you can create a new group here. Okay, so I can use my old one, it doesn't matter. For my previous virtual machine, I give the WS2012. That's it. So let's say WS2012. Let's say machine number 2. Okay, machine number 1. It cannot have the underscore. Let's just say, how about space? Oh, okay, it actually is fine. The region, let's say Canada. Non-infrastructure redundancy required, yes. Image, let's just use our old friend, Windows Server 2012 R2 data center version, like we used to use. And for the size, you're missing, hey LinkedIn, why will be says the like $15 per month, right? Don't worry, because the Azure provide you 100 credit, so we can use that for free. Okay, it's kind of like free. Like I mentioned, the total hour it provides around 750 hours, because when we calculate the rate, it will calculate by the hour. Okay, so we will say around like 1 cent or 10 cents per hour. And we just do the demo, so it will be okay to just for the learning purpose. Okay, for study purpose, that's fine. And if you cannot find the standard size for B1S, you can choose all sizes to find out the B1S here. Okay, B1S here. And choose select. And keep going about your username. Okay, your username. Username, I can just choose LinkedIn. And for the password, you can use any password you like. But for the Microsoft, they provide very serious password strategy. So you should have at least 12 characters long. Okay, 12 characters long. So no matter which password you choose, do remember, keep them in mind, or I highly suggest you guys to have a place to record them. Because I used to have too many passwords and I totally have no idea what they are. Okay. So for the, let me try to move it here. Okay, this is better to view, right? So for the inbound rule, because it is the cloud service, right? Which means we don't have the virtual machine in our local host. So which means we should use the internet connection to connect to our virtual machine. So we definitely need to allow the access from the port. Okay, so the RDP port, which I highly recommend, because you don't need to use SSH, because there were RDP just give you the port to access. It will be much easier for the beginner. And also I ask you, you can also enable the HTTP port for the 80. Okay, for me, just enable this too. And then for the desk, for the other features, I just choose a default. Okay, I just choose a default one, because here's just a demo. If you try to play extra things, feel free to choose the extra feature. But I just give a demo. So for me, I just review and create. Okay, give it some time. See, here will be the price for your size, around like 2 cents for hour, because I already have one virtual machine that cost me like 1 cent per hour, so it cost me 2 cents per hour. Okay, so don't worry about that, because it already provides 100 credit for your study as the student subscription. So don't worry about that. Even you run out of the credit, you can use the new apply a new account, and that will also give you the free trial. Okay, but I highly recommend use our college email to register the subscription for student. Okay, and let's keep going. You can see our subscription is Azure for the student. Thanks for our college. Like I still can use as a student subscription, and the rest just a default setting. So let's just click create. Okay, give some time. Now it is developed in process. This process may take around like 3 or 5 minutes. And you can cancel it at any time. Okay. Also, if you want to test the connectivity, there is a test button. Can choose once you get your Windows server on the cloud. And also, I will provide this quick start for you guys in case you have any confusion. Okay, I will provide this for you guys, like how to create a virtual machine on this Azure portal. Just as the recommendation, we enable the two port, 80 and 3389. Okay, now it is complete. Okay, now it's complete. So let's go to the resource. And then try to take a look how many virtual machines I have. So this is the original one I create like 20 minutes ago. Let me double check, did I stop that? Let me stop that. Yes, let's stop that. Because I don't want to run it. Okay, I don't want to run it so far. Because I'm still not sure about the when gonna start to charge the rate. So just in case, I just started it so far. Okay, I just started it on cloud so far. So you will see it is stopping. And this is my first trial. So let it run. And on the other hand, let's try to connect our, oh, okay, you can see now it has been stopped. Okay, for my previous trial, it has been stopped. So let's try to test the new one, which we just created like a couple minutes ago. So this is our new virtual machine we just created. Okay, so how to enable this virtual machine? We can go to connect. Why we can just connect it? Because our virtual machine is running by default. Okay, it's running by default. So we can just simply connect. And they provide 3 solutions to connect. One is the RDP, which is ask you to enable when we create a virtual machine. Okay, if you have issue with the connection, you can double check with your port about this RDP. But for all the RDP file will be enabled, so you can just download the RDP file, and they will ask you to enter the credential. The credential, it is when you try to give the username and the password. Okay, for the SSH, it's another idea. If you have PuTTY or other SSH access, you can use SS to connect. And for the base station, you don't need to know how to do it. So let's try to do the most common use way, like for the beginner. Let's try to download the RDP file. You can see now I'm downloading for this virtual machine, and I click that. Here is the Mandarin. It asks me to, because we can recognize this connection for this publisher, it will ask me to verify, are you sure? Try to connect this connection. Yes, I want to connect. And it will ask me to set the credential. So this is the username and there's the password. Do remember, when we try to create a virtual machine, that's the same as we enter. So I remember my username is Linchen, and let me enter my password. I hope you can remember your one. And this is to memorize the, keep that in the memory. So I will not keep so far because it's just a demo. Let's try to connect. So it will ask you to verify, do you still want to connect? Because for the remote computer, we can verify the identification. Okay, do you trust it? Yes. So now you can see the connection. Now we just install a brand new WS2012 with the clean installation. So give it some time to set up. And as always, because we didn't do any setting up, right? So let's try to click yes, and you will give you the server manager by default. Remember? And how we change that? Do you guys still remember how we remove that? If we don't want this bordering stuff to turn it on automatically, then we can let it run first. Okay, let the configuration complete first. Then we can go to the manager, and we go to server manager property. Just click this. Don't start the server manager automatically at the logon. Okay, so in the future, we're not log on anymore by default. So as always, once we get a new machine, we can try to check the properties. So let's get the larger size for you guys. Say this one. Okay, so the host name, what we have, it is our machine name, right? And for the IP config, okay, we can see our IP config here. I believe you can see that already. So I will remove this magnifier here. Okay. And one more thing is test the connectivity. Let's try to ping, say, Google. Okay. We get Azure from Microsoft, but we try to ping Google. Okay. Ping successfully, which means we can have the connection. Okay. The connections are good. All right. So there will be the demonstration for how to set up your virtual machine on the Microsoft Azure. And as always, thank you for your time. And oh yes, so you may ask me, hey, how to take the screenshot? right? Then you can try to move to this page. Then you can get the reaction by the other key. Okay, because once you move in the full screen, you may not able to get the screenshot. So if you want to get the screenshot, you can simply just move like this. Okay, and then you can take a screenshot with the full screen. Okay, for the complete screen to me. All right, so here we can see the remote desktop connectivity with the IP and the port with the 3389, which is our BDP. Okay, sorry, RDP. All right, so that'll be everything. As always, thank you for your time, and let me know if you have any questions.